Hello, I am the ghost of Alexander Hamilton. I was born in the West Indies to a single mother. In 1773, my employer sent me to New York for an education. I became involved in America's fight for independence and joined the Continental Army. I am one of the few non-presidents on money. I am on the $10 bill. Why? Because I was the first Treasury Secretary. I created the federal banking system. We are going to show you a few of my friends who created this great country. They are called the Founding Fathers. But first, as you can see with the picture behind me, I was in a duel with Vice President Aaron Burr. He and I just didn't like each other. He was jealous of my relationship with George Washington during the Revolutionary War. I made sure he didn't become our second president. There were other things that upset him. He challenged me to a duel, which I had to accept because of honor. Dueling was illegal in New York, so he rode across the Hudson River to Weehawken, New Jersey. My son, Philip, had been killed by the same dueling pistols we used. If you ask my people, I shot him in the air on purpose. This was actually very common in those days. However, Mr. Burr took careful aim and shot me. I died the following day. Oh, by the way, the most popular play on Broadway is Hamilton, my story. Good luck getting tickets. Next you will see a rap video about my friends, and then you will meet some of them.
They call me the general, I don't mean to be crass. I'm gonna take it to the limit, cause it's time to kick some Brit ass. The king, the royal, his highness, the honcho. I'll kick it to him like a macho Camacho. See, he's got the moves, he's with the part of the year. Tried to catch me, but you couldn't, cause I shifted into fifth gear. We'll rise above, we're working the transcendence. Shout it out, we declare our independence. I'm getting chilly down in Philly, y'all, you know it's my town. He's as ancient as the mariner, he'll still get down, you see. I get electric when I fly my kite. He's getting bigger on the trigger, pop, pop, in the gunfight. Time to be, gonna kick some common sense. Gathering up the men to take it on the offense. Sun is rising, it's a sign of our ascendance. Up to the race, we declare independence. Tom and Jay, I'm the man with the grand plan in my right hand. He's kicking grab, I'm gonna take it to the promised land. Bust some crazy rounds with the paper and the pen. He's rocking it on the mic to the king and his henchmen. I wrote the letter and my homies called the team back. Johnny ain't trying to kick it on the dotted line. Street folk, Virginia, it's required by attendance. We're here to tell you we declare independence.
Hello, my name is Thomas Jefferson, and I wrote the Declaration of Independence. John Adams and myself were the only two signers of this document who would become president. There will be another connection we shared that I will tell you about at the end of this clip. I also was third president. When I was president, I bought the Louisiana Territory from France. That doubled the size of the USA! I could speak 5 different languages. I designed my home, known as the Monticello. Millions of people have toured my estate. My personal library was so big, it became the Library of Congress. I founded the University of Virginia, one of my proudest accomplishments. I am on the $2 bill. Check it out. There's a cool painting of the signing of the Declaration of Independence on the back. And finally, my old friend John Adams and I died on the same day, and within a few hours of each other on the July 4th, 1826.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere. On April 18 in 75, hardly a man is now alive who remembers that famous day and year.
Remember that famous day and year, the midnight ride of Paul Revere. Remember that famous day and year, the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
He said to his friends at the British march by land or sea from the town tonight, hang a lantern in the highest arch of the North Church Tower as a signal light. One if by land and two if by sea, and I on the opposite shore will be ready to ride and spread the alarm to every little village and every little farm for the country folk to be up and armed. And then he said, good night, and with muffled oar, silently rode to the Charleston shore.
Remember that famous day year, the midnight ride of Paul Revere. Remember that famous day year, the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
On the opposite shore walked Paul Revere. Now he gazed at the landscape far and near, but mostly he watched with eager search the belfry tower of the old North Church. And lo, as he looks to the belfry's height, a glimmer than a gleam of a shimmery light.
Remember that famous day year, the midnight ride of Paul Revere. Remember that famous day year, the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
He springs to the saddle, the bridle he turns, but lingers and gazes till full on his sight. A second lamp in the belfry burns, a shape in the moonlight, a bulk in the dark, and beneath from the pebbles in passing a spark. And yet through the gloom in the pale moonlight, the fate of a nation was riding that night. And the spark struck out by that steed in his flight kindled the land into flame with its heat.
My name is Betsy Ross. I was one of 17 children born into a Quaker family. I fell in love and married John Ross. William Franklin, Ben's son, married us. It really was a small world back then. My husband sadly was killed during the Revolutionary War. I would go on to lose another husband during that conflict. Now, legend said that I had a visit from George Washington along with Robert Morse and George Ross about making a flag for the new country. And who am I to argue with legend? George and I did attend the same church. His and Martha's pew were next to mine. The men gave me a sketch of what they had in mind. They wanted a 6-point star. I suggested 5 points. It took me around a month to finish the flag, and I was very proud when it flew over Independence Hall for the reading of the Declaration of Independence on July 6, 1776.
My name is George Washington. I was your first president. I am known as the father of the country. I am on the dollar bill and the quarter. Washington, D.C., our capital, is named after me. I led the Continental Army during the Revolutionary War against Great Britain. At 6 feet, 2 inches tall, and 200 pounds, I was one of your biggest presidents. I am known for never telling a lie. When I was young, the story is I chopped down a cherry tree, and when confronted, admitted to being the one who did it. Is that really true? Maybe yes, maybe no. I suffered from very bad teeth problems, so I had all my teeth pulled and had a set of ivory false teeth, not wooden. On December 14th, 1799, I died at home from a brief illness and losing about 40% of my blood. Doctors thought bleeding someone was helpful back then. Who knew? My last words, I am just going. Have me decently buried. And do not let my body be put into the vault less than 3 days after I am dead. Then, do you understand me? Hello, my name is Ben Franklin, and I am one of the most interesting people in American history. During my life, I held many jobs, among them printer, a writer, a politician, an inventor, a scientist, a volunteer firefighter, a librarian, a postmaster, and a bookstore owner. I was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. I was a U.S. diplomat. I helped convince France to help us during the Revolutionary War. I helped write the Constitution. I wrote a book called Poor Richard's Almanac, which contained important information for farmers. I created many systems that we use today. Among them are public hospitals, free public libraries, post office, volunteer fire department, and fire insurance. I was an inventor too. Here are some of my inventions: bifocals, lightning rod, swimming fins, the Franklin stove, and a glass harmonica, a musical instrument. By the way, I really thought the turkey should be our national bird, not that darn eagle. In our lightning experiment, I didn't hold the kite. My son did. Man, I guess I'm such a responsible dad.